so we did open one pack. We had a bunch of commons. Ooh, common. That. We had some uncommons. Uncommons. We had a foil common token and a rare, a foil uncommon, another rare, and a foil land. And our signed Marut art card. Okay, so our two rares were Cultist of the Absolute, one black, legendary enchantment background. Commander creatures you own get +3/+3 and have flying, death touch, ward, pay 3 life, and at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. And we have Gorian Wise Mentor. For green, white, blue, you get a legendary creature, human wizard, 3/4, vigilance. Whenever you cast an adventure spell, you may copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. All right, second pack for Travis. Sorry, T-Money. I gotta stop doing that, huh? Probably doesn't matter for him. We have another art card, unfortunately not signed this time. This is Raphael, Fiendish Savior. Put that in. We have a foil mountain. We have common, uncommon, common, uncommon. I don't know if there are any uncommons that are money in this set, so I'm just going to go over the rares as we get them. Jansen, Chaos Crafter. For red, white, black, you get a legendary creature, Gnome Artificer. Let's see if this will autofocus on that, maybe. Doesn't know. I don't know if I have autofocus turned off or what. Okay, well, a 3/3 with haste, and it has tap, sacrifice an artifact creature, create 2 treasure tokens. Also, tap, sacrifice a non-creature artifact, create 2 1/1 colorless construct artifact creature tokens. So that's pretty good. This dude seems to make stuff, so that's good. All right, pretty good. We have uncommon, foil uncommon, and another rare, Windshaper Planetar. For 4 and a white, you get a angel, a 4/4 flash flying. When Windshaper Planetar enters the battlefield during the declare attacker step, for each attacking creature, you may reselect which player or planeswalker that creature is attacking. Ooh, a little combat trick that lets you switch targets. That's not bad. That's pretty cool. I might want that card for my Angels deck. Another foil land and a Magic Minigame Mini Master. All right, those are the cards for T-Money. T-Money, thank you for participating as always. We appreciate your patronage and good luck on your future polls. Okay, let's put these aside. Set those up for Mr. T-Money. All right, next up we have Sona. Sona has 3 packs, and he's not notated that he wants me to save any. So we'll just do 1, 2, 3. Okay, and get started. I don't have my picture-in-picture on today. No particular reason. I just wanted to make sure this stream was as simple as possible. This guy's ugly. He's called Mind Witness. Ooh, Mind Witness. If you can see that, that's an ugly dude. Kind of reminds me of ooh, what does that remind me of? I'll think of it. It's in the video game somewhere. We have a non-foil land. We have common, uncommon, common, uncommon. So many uncommons. We have a foil uncommon, and our first rare is White Plume Adventurer. We did, T-Money. We got all yours open. White Plume Adventurer is 2 and a white. For an Orc Cleric creature card for a 3/3, when White Plume Adventurer enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, untap a creature you control. If you've completed a dungeon, untap all creatures you control instead. Initiative is one of the new mechanics in Commander Legends. I think it's a variant of what's that commander? Not the commander. What's the conspiracy take the crown mechanic? I can't remember. Oh, Monarch. Monarch. It's a Monarch variant. And Elder Brain is our next rare. 5 black for a 6/6 creature, horror, with menace. Whenever Elder Brain attacks a player, exile all cards from that player's hand. Then they draw that many cards. You may play lands and cast spells from among the exiled cards for as long as they remain exiled. If you cast a spell this way, you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. I get another rare. This one is foil. It is Nine Fingers Keen for blue, green, black, and 1. You get a legendary creature, human rogue, 4/4, menace, and ward, pay 9 life. You're not going to want to be targeting this dude, apparently. When Nine Fingers Keen deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 9 cards of your library. You may put a gate card from among them onto the battlefield. Then, if you control 9 or more gates, put the rest into your hand. Otherwise, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Wow, that's a pretty good card draw if you can get gates out. All right, and a magic minigame, roll for initiative. Let's look at Travis at T-Money's cards real quick. Of course, we have the pack that's remaining sealed. And we have Cultist of the Absolute, Windshaper Planetar, Jan Jansen, Chaos Crafter, Gorian, Wise Mentor. And those were your rares for your 2 packs. Alrighty, moving on to Sona's next pack. We start with, spirit looking dude. He is John Irenicus, Shattered One. Okay. We have a non-foil land. Common, uncommon, common, common, so on and so forth. Some new adventure cards. Those are cool. Foil, uncommon. And our first rare is the Reflecting Pool. So Reflecting Pool says, it's a land. Add 1 mana of any type that a land you control could produce. Notably, this says type and not color. That means that it could produce colorless mana if a land you own could produce colorless. Reflecting Pool is a darn good card. Decanter of Endless Water is our foil common and a dragon token. Yes, Sona, that is yours. The Reflecting Pool is yours. Is that a good hit from this set? I hope it is. Everybody gets good hits. We have Minsc and Boo, Timeless Heroes. Big and small, I guess. Minsc and Boo. We have a non-foil land. Common. A few more commons. Uncommons. We have Gorian, Wise Mentor as our first rare. For blue, white, and green, we have legendary creature, Human Wizard. He's a 3/4 with Vigilance. Whenever you cast an adventure spell, you may copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. Now that's pretty cool. An adventure deck. That sounds neat. Agent of Shadow Thieves is a uncommon. We have a foil rare, Miracle, Lord of Bones. Green, black, white, and 4 for a legendary creature, God. He's 7/5. It is 7/5. They are 7/5. As long as your life total is less than or equal to half your starting life total, Miracle, Lord of Bones, has Indestructible. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may exile it. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's an enchantment and loses all other card types. It's interesting. That goes in our foil pile. We have a Gale's Redirection for 3 blue. It's an instant. Exile target spell, then roll a d20 and add that spell's mana value. On 1 to 14, you may cast the exiled card for as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast that spell. 15 plus, you may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost for as long as it remains exile. So this is a pretty darn good counterspell. It lets you cast the cards that you counter. That's great. Breath Weapon is our foil common, and oh, the Initiative and the Undercity. So this is talking about, this is the Monarch variant that I was talking about earlier, the Initiative. Whenever one or more creatures a player controls deal combat damage to you, that player takes the initiative. Whenever you take the initiative and at the beginning of your upkeep, venture into the Undercity. So the Undercity is a special dungeon that they released just for this set. Yeah, venture into the Undercity. It's specific. It says you can't enter this dungeon unless you venture into the Undercity. So if you try to venture, if you have this card, but you're not playing with cards that say venture into the Undercity, you cannot venture into this dungeon. I'm not going to read all this, but certainly something to look up online. Sona, congratulations on your polls. Thank you for participating as always. All right. Set those aside for our dear friend Sona. And we'll move on to Mo Howard. Mo Howard has 5 packs. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 packs. And let's get started. Oh, that's a pretty card. I like that art. This is Sivris Nightmare Speaker. So there, Sivris Nightmare Speaker. She has spoken. We have a non-foil land. Common, uncommon, common, common, uncommon, 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 uncommon. Oh, that's a good pack. Foil uncommon. And our first rare, Raised by Giants. For green and 5, you get a legendary enchantment background. Now, a background is a special type of enchantment that can reside in your command zone. It's one of the new mechanics in this set. If your commander, I believe if your commander has background, I don't remember exactly what happens there. Can somebody remind me? Hello, HXCTAA81X Trent. Anyway, this is if you've ever heard of the format Oathbreaker, they have a signature spell. This is sort of the same thing, but it's an enchantment. You can cast a background from your command zone as you would your commander, and it has particular abilities. In this case, commander creatures you own have base power and toughness 10/10 and are giants in addition to their other types. Next up, we have John Irenicus Shattered One for black, blue, and 2. You have a legendary creature, Elf Wizard. He's a 3/3. At the beginning of your end step, target opponent gains control of up to 1 target creature you control. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on it and tap it. It's goaded for the rest of the game, and it gains, this creature can't be sacrificed. It attacks each combat. Goaded means, of course, it attacks each combat if able, and attacks a player other than you if able. Whenever a creature you own but don't control attacks, you draw a card. So this gives away your creatures, but is insane card advantage, in particular if you have more than 2 players in a game. Next up, we have a foil uncommon, Cloakwood Hermit, and the Initiative, our card with the Undercity on the back. Next, pack for Mo Howard. All right. Ooh, this one's signed. That's pretty. This is Kindred Discovery, signed by the artist there in gold. That's pretty cool. We have a non-foil forest. Fireball. That's a classic card. That's an uncommon in this set. A few more uncommons. And our first rare is Shadowheart Dark Justicar. For 3 and black, you get a legendary creature, Human Elf Cleric. So it's a half elf, I guess. It's a 3/4. For 1 black and tap, you sacrifice another creature, draw X cards where X is that creature's power, choose a background. Yes, so this is where you're allowed to have a background in your command zone. If they have the choose a background ability, that is a creature card that it can be a commander, and that will allow you to have a background. Next, rare Shameless Charlatan. For blue and 1, you have a legendary enchantment background. commander creatures you own have 2 and blue. This creature becomes a copy of another target creature. Notice that this, even though this one says choose a background and it's black, and this is a blue-black background, you may play these together, and then your color identity for your deck is blue-black. Next up, a foil uncommon. Ooh, Spire Garden. Spire Garden enters the battlefield tapped unless you have 2 or more opponents. So I believe these are the Battle Bond lands have come back. This one is the red-green Battle Bond land. We have I think that's a foil uncommon, and a copy token. That was a pretty good pack, I think. All right, next up. Ooh, that's pretty dragon. This is the Ancient Silver Dragon. We have a non-foil land. We have some commons, uncommons, and our first rare is a mythic, Volo Itinerant Scholar. For 2 and a blue, you get a legendary creature human wizard. He is 2/3. When Volo enters the battlefield, create Volo's Journal, a legendary colorless artifact token with hexproof, and whenever you cast a creature spell, note one of its creature types that hasn't been noted for this artifact. And then for 2 and tap, you can draw a card for each creature type noted for target permanent you control named Volo's Journal. That's fancy. Note that the artifact is legendary, so if you recast Volo, it will draw. You have to pick one to keep. However, copy effects that make non-legendary token copies can give you additional card advantage. That seems pretty dope. Dragon Cultist. This is a legendary. This is a background, but it is an uncommon. We have a foil uncommon. Oh, I'm sorry. Volo also has choose a background. And we have Raphael Fiendish Savior. For red, black, and 3, you get a legendary creature, Devil Noble, a 4/4 with flying. Other demons, devils, imps, and tieflings you control get +1/+1 and get lifelink. At the beginning of each end step, if a creature card was put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, create a 1/1 red devil creature token with, when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. Skullwinder is our foil uncommon. And we have Roll for Initiative, the Magic minigame rule card. 2 to go. 3 down, 2 to go. Ooh, this looks like a green card. We have Bramble Sovereign, a non-foil land. We have some commons and some uncommons. And our first rare is Glunch the Bestower. Glunch costs white, green, and 1. It is a legendary creature, jellyfish, 0/5 with flying. At the beginning of your end step, choose a player. They put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature they control. Choose a second player to draw a card. Then choose a third player to create 2 treasure tokens. So obviously, group hug. Next up, we have a background, which is a common. We have a foil uncommon and another rare, Ascend from Avernus. It's white, 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 and X. Return all creature and planeswalker cards with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Exile Ascend from Avernus. So Mass Resurrection. We have a foil common. Forgot that about this headset is it shuts itself off if there's no sound coming out of the headphones. So let me just adjust my settings real quick. We have an initiative token. I'm just going to take a moment here to take the headset speakers off of the stream, but I'm going to be playing music in the background at a very low volume for myself because otherwise the thing would shut itself off. Okay. Little streamer hacks. Hashtag streamer hacks. Okay, next up, last pack from Mo Howard. Good luck to you, sir. I assume you're a sir, since Mo is generally speaking a name for a male. Ooh, you know what? I really like the rules style art. It's sort of black and white line art. I really like that. Karlach, Fury of Avernus. A non-foil island. Oh, we start off with an uncommon this time, and then we have several commons. Uncommons. And our first rare is Astarion the Decadent. For black, white, and 4, you get a legendary creature, Vampire Elf Rogue, who is a 4/4 with Death Touch and Lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, choose one. You can hear the music. Really? You can really hear the music. You know, I might have to stop the stream in order to actually remove that from the scene, which I'm not going to do right now. I'll just try to remember to play it every few packs so that I can't stay online. It's so ridiculous. Anyway, so at the beginning of your end step, choose one, Feed or Friends. Feed says target opponent loses life equal to the amount of life they lost this turn, or Friends, you gain life equal to the amount of life you gained this turn. So either doubles damage or doubles healing. That's not bad. Agent of the Iron Throne is our background. We have a foil rare. Foil rare in the whatever treatment this is. This is legendary, right? Gorian Wise Mentor for blue, white, and green. Oh, this is the guy that copies adventure spells. I'm not going to read him all the way out again. Ooh, Luxury Suite, the black-red Battle Bond land. Astarion the Decadent. We just saw this guy, but he was not in the rules text treatment. You like that tune? It is Aim to Head. They do techno and dance music. I really like their dark beats. They're copyright free. That's why I'm able to play them. But you can find them if you search for Aim to Head on YouTube, and they have Spotify and all those other places too. Aim to Head. A foil uncommon. I like that music too. Ooh, and a list card, our first one. Assault Formation. Oh yeah, I remember this card. So each creature you control is an enchantment for green and 1. Each creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. And for a green, you can target creature with Defender can attack this turn as though it didn't have Defender. And for 2 and green, creatures you control get +0/+1 until end of turn. So this is really a wall attack card. That's pretty cool. All right, Mo Howard, good polls. Thank you for participating. And yeah, that was pretty neat. Got some interesting cards in there. All right. Next up, we have Court. Court has 6 packs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those 6 packs. Don't know why that one's upside down. We can fix that. Okay, our art card is Mold Folk. He's pretty moldy looking. We have a non-foil plains, and we have start off with an uncommon, some commons, some more uncommons, and our first rare is a foil rare. Hello, Vivian. Mirim Sentinel Worm, and that's with a Y. It is red, blue, and green, and 3 for a legendary creature, Dragon Spirit. It is a 6/6 with flying and ward 2. Whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under your control, create a token that's a copy of it, except the token isn't legendary if that dragon is legendary. So that's pretty neat. Vivian, no, we have not yet opened your packs. We have our next rare is Archivist of Ogama, Ogma. For white and 1, we have a creature Halfling Cleric, a 2/2 with Flash. Whenever an opponent searches their library, you gain 1 life and draw a card. It's kind of a gotcha, huh? We have an Amethyst Dragon, which is our foil uncommon, and our second. Our first list card for Court, but our second list card overall, Moonlace. For a blue, you get an instant. Target spell or permanent becomes colorless. That seems like it might have limited impact, but still kind of neat to get these cards. I think, anyway. I think they are. I like to see old cards pop up, even if they don't have any relevant sort of value in the format. It's still neat. Okay, another one. Oh, this one's funny looking. This is Alundo the Seer. Yeah, okay. We have a non-foil swamp. We start off with an uncommon, several commons, another uncommon, and our first rare is Gale, Waterdeep Prodigy. For blue and 2, you get a legendary creature human wizard. He is a 1/3, and he has, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, you may cast up to one target card of the other type from your graveyard. If a spell was cast from your graveyard this way, would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. That's pretty nifty. So it lets you double up on casting, as long as you have some stuff in the yard. Candlekeep Sage, it's our common. It's foil uncommon. Our next rare is Will, Blade of Frontiers. For red and 1, you get a legendary creature, human warlock. It is a 1/1. If you would roll 1 or more dice, instead roll that many dice plus 1 and ignore the lowest roll. Whenever you roll 1 or more dice, put a +1/+1 counter on Will, Blade of Frontiers, and he has Choose a Background. So he's a die rolling commander. We have a Dungeoneer's Pack as our foil uncommon, and a Fairy Dragon token. That's a pretty piece of art right there. I think it's pretty. Fairy Dragon token. I was going to put Fairy Dragon token. Okay. Next pack. Yeah, Vivian is indeed after Court. So Vivian, you'll be next. This is the Mirim Sentinel Worm. I think we just pulled that one. Yeah, right there. That's that art, I guess. We have a non-foil island. We have uncommon, commons, common, and our first rare is a foil. It is Jan Jansen Chaos Crafter, the Mardu Hasty Artificer that we saw earlier. Jaheira's Respite. Respite. For green and 4, you get an instant. Search your library for up to X basic land cards, where X is the number of creatures attacking you. Put those cards onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle, and prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. So it's an expensive fog with upside. That's pretty good upside, I would say. A foil common, and our next list card, Helldozer. It is black, and 3 for a creature zombie giant, 6/5. For black, and tapped, destroy target land. If that land is non-basic, untap Helldozer. That's a cool card. Okay, next up. Sorry about the swing in here. That's just me shaking my leg, and I need to just back up so I don't touch the desk when I do that. Oh, that's a pretty card. Look at that. That is Tasha the Witch Queen. Nice art there. We have a foil island. It's nice to see. Oh, Lightning Bolt. That's a pretty cool Lightning Bolt art. Commons. We have some uncommons. Common. Foil common Morphic Pool, our black-blue Battle Bond land. Foil common. And a treasure token. Nice hit on the land there, Court. Black-blue is quite coveted, I believe. At least it is for me. This is our Ancient Brass Dragon art card. A non-foil mountain. A few commons and uncommons. Our first rare is Alaundo the Seer. It is blue, green, and 2 for legendary creature Human Shaman. 3/5. Tap, draw a card, then tap. For tap, you draw a card, then exile a card from your hand, and put a number of time counters on it equal to its mana value. It gains when the last time counter is removed from this card if it's exiled. You may cast it without paying its mana cost. If you cast a creature spell this way, it gains haste until end of turn. Then remove a time counter from each other card you own in exile. That's pretty neat. Little play on suspend there. Kind of a nifty twist. An uncommon background, a foil uncommon, and a mythic rare. We have Nautiloid Ship. For 4 generic mana, you get Artifact Vehicle 5/5 Flying. When Nautiloid Ship enters the battlefield, exile target player's graveyard. Whenever Nautiloid Ship deals combat damage to a player, you may put a creature card exiled with Nautiloid Ship onto the battlefield under your control, and crew 3. That's pretty cool. That sounds like a fun card. Shadowheart Dark Justicar. For black and 3, you get a legendary creature, Human Elf Cleric. 3/4 for 1 in black and tap. Sacrifice another creature, draw X cards where X is that creature's power, and choose a background. A foil common, and an initiative token. That's a nice pack. Okay, next up, final pack for Court. You can hear that my newborn is starting to grunt, so we're running out of time here. This is a Intellect Devourer, one of my favorite, as a DM, one of my favorite monsters to play in D&D. Non-foil island, commons and uncommons. Foil common. Ooh, mythic rare, Ancient Bronze Dragon. For green, green, and 5, you get a creature, Elder Dragon, who is a 7/7. Flying, whenever Ancient Bronze Dragon deals combat damage to a player, roll a d20. When you do, put X +1/+1 counters on each of up to 2 target creatures, where X is the result. Wow, that is a backbreaker. Okay, we have a foil uncommon, and another list card. The Unspeakable, blue, 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 and 6. For a legendary creature, Spirit, with flying, 6/7 with flying and trample. Whenever the Unspeakable deals combat damage to a player, you may return target arcane card from your graveyard to your hand. That's a nifty card. Arcane was one of those parasitic mechanics that never made another appearance in Magic after the original Kamigawa block. At least I believe that to be the case. They may have printed another Arcane card somewhere, but it certainly wasn't part of a cycle or anything. What am I doing? Court, thank you for playing. That was a great set of pulls. Once again, your legendary luck has shot its shot, and you got some pretty good cards there. So congratulations. And next will be Vivian. Vivian has 6 packs. So I've got 1 pack here that I started to open for no apparent reason, and I'll pull 5 from the next box. Court. All right. Just gonna set this one aside so we can pile shuffle these bad boys, or naughty girls, or whatever they are. Far be it from me to assign gender to a box of Magic cards. All right. My newborn is really starting to make noise, so I'm going to speed it up a little bit. I'm going to skip altogether the piling of the commons and uncommons, and go straight for the good stuff, I think. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 packs for Viv. Okay, first pack coming up. We've got Bountiful Promenade. Bountiful Promenade is the white-green Battle Bond land. That's a good hit. And a foil common. I'll turn it upside down just because that is the fastest way for me to get to the rares. So we've got Gorian Wise Mentor. This is the copy your adventure spells guy. And Cultist of the Absolute. This is the background that says commander creatures you own get +3/+3, have flying, death touch, ward, pay 3 life, and at the beginning of your upkeep sacrifice a creature. And an Ox token. Yeah, that's good stuff. We'd like to see those lands come out. Okay. Three rares in this pack. We have Earthquake Dragon for green and 14. You get a creature elemental dragon, a 10/10. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the total mana value of dragons you control. So flying and trample, and 2 and a green, sacrifice a land, return Earthquake Dragon from your graveyard to your hand. I don't think so. In set boosters, they have like the commons and uncommons section, and then they have a section for the whatever mechanic they're highlighting. In this case, it's the backgrounds, and there can be commons, uncommons, or rares in that section. And then after that is as a rare, and then a potential for a foil rare. So you can have up to 4 rares in set boosters. But what I'm doing is I'm going through each of the. Did I also be stamped? I don't know what that means. Going through each of the sections and just trying to pull out the rares. I'll go back through this just to make sure I didn't miss any. Nine Fingers Keen. This is the guy that ward pay 9 life, and when he deals combat damage, you can look at the top 9 cards. You know, put a gate out. If you have 9 gates, you can put the rest of the cards in your hand, otherwise to the bottom. Let me just go through these. Foil Security Stamp. Oh, that's a good point. I always just look at I turn them over. I probably should modify my... I'm used to doing this without the foil security stamp, but I don't see... No, I didn't miss any rares there. Okay, next pack for Vivian. Oh, hello. My son Daniel is wide awake looking around and wondering why he isn't being fed. So we'll take care of him in just a minute here. All right, we've got Noble Heritage for white and 1. You get a legendary enchantment background. Commander creatures you own have, when this creature enters the battlefield and at the beginning of your upkeep, each player may put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature they control. For each opponent who does, you gain protection from that player until your next turn. That's pretty funny and cool. Firbolg Flutist for red, and 4. You get a creature, Giant Bard, 4/4, with Enthralling Performance. When Firbolg Flutist enters the battlefield, gain control of target creature you don't control until end of turn. Untap it, it gains haste and Myriad until end of turn. Myriad is funny. Whenever it attacks, for each opponent it's attacking, for each opponent other than the defending player, you may create a token that's a copy of that creature that's tapped and attacking that player or a planeswalker they control. So basically it creates these mirror dudes that attack. And Goldspan Dragon is our list card. One of the power cards from. Oh, hello. Okay, I'm gonna have to take a really short break here in a second. One of the power cards from that. The Viking set that started with the Kaldheim, right? Creature Dragon, 4/4 with flying and haste. Whenever Goldspan Dragon attacks or becomes the target of a spell, create a treasure token. Treasures you control have tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 2 mana of any one color. So that's a mana fixer and a half right there. Let me get my boy his bottle, which I just happen to have right here. hi there. Yeah. Say hi. You say hi? No, he's only 3 weeks old, folks. He can't say hi. All right. Here you go. I know. I know. Here you go. Okay. He's currently satisfied with the state of affairs, which is a bottle in his mouth. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're going to put you like right there. How's that? All right. I'm trying to prop up the bottle so I can have a hand free. All right. I think that'll work. Yeah. Okay. There you go. All right. Next pack. I'm multitasking here, folks. Oh, that's pretty. This is a signed art card, Doppelganger. Pretty art. I know, buddy. Okay, we've got our first rare is Baba Lysaga Night Witch for green, black, and 1. You get a legendary creature, Human Warlock. She's a 3/3 with tap and sacrifice up to 3 permanents. If there were 3 or more card types among the sacrifice permanents, each opponent loses 3 life, you gain 3 life, and you draw 3 cards. It's a steep price, but a good payoff there. Okay. We've got Monster Manual. I hadn't seen this one before. For green and 3, you get an artifact, which is an adventure. So the adventure is a sorcery. I'm sorry. Zoological Study is the sorcery. So for green and 2, you get an adventure, sorcery, mill 5 cards, then return a creature card milled this way to your hand. Then exile this card, because it's an adventure. And for Monster Manual, it is an artifact. For 1 and green and tap, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. Wow, that seems really broken. We have a foil rare, an Illithid Harvester. It is indeed an adventure card. Plant tadpoles, blue, blue, and X. You get a sorcery. Tap X target creatures. They don't untap during their controller's next untap step. And the Illithid Harvester is a creature horror. It's a 4/4 with Ceramorphosis. When Illithid Harvester enters the battlefield, turn any number of target tapped non-token creatures face down. They're 2/2 horror creatures. So that's pretty nifty. You're transmuting or transmogrifying your opponent's creatures. Yeah, Goldspan Dragon was a pretty cool hit. I didn't realize that was on the list. Okay, last pack for Viv. Okay, Viv, we've got a foil rare. It's Denair Invoker Adept. For white, red, blue, and 1, you get a legendary creature, Human Wizard, who's a 4/4, with haste. You may activate abilities of other creatures you control as though those creatures had haste. And for tap, when you next activate an ability this turn, by spending 4 or more mana to activate it, copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. Wow, that's a heck of a card right there. That sounds like an engine. Ooh, and we have is that a full art? Yeah, full art mythic rare, Legion Loyalty for blue, blue, and 6. You get an enchantment. Creatures you control have Myriad. That is a wonderful looking card. Viv, if it's something that you're not interested in or you're thinking of trading or selling, I would love to slap this bad boy into my Angels deck. All right, Viv, thanks for playing. Those were some pretty sweet pulls, I gotta say. So congratulations, and yeah, good job. Yeah, that was a heck of a pull. Okay. Next up, we have Shorzy with 6 packs. I think it's too warm here. Sorry, I'm talking about my son. Yeah, the borderless art is really nice. I like also that it doesn't have the reminder text on there. It gives it a nice clean look for those borderless cards. Hang on a second, just propping up my kid's bottle. All right, there you go. Okay. First pack for Shorzy. We've got the Ancient Gold Dragon art card. And our rares, starting off with Raphael, Fiendish Savior. This is the Devil Noble that gives your other demons, devils, imps, and tieflings +1/+1 in lifelink, and creates those popping devil cards. Our next rare is Nira, Wild Mage, in the rules text treatment, rulebook treatment. For red, blue, and 4, you get a legendary creature, Human Elf Shaman. A 2/7. Whenever you cast a spell, you may put it on the bottom of its owner's library. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-land card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Then put the rest of the bottom of your library and then put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This ability triggers only once each turn. And a list card, Joraga Tree Speaker. One green for a creature elf druid. It has level up. So level up for 1 and a green. At level 0, it's a 1/1. At level 1 to 4, it's a 1/2 with tap to add 2 green mana to your mana pool. And level 5 plus, it's a 1/4. Did I say 1/4 before? I meant 1/2. Oh, 1 to 4, it's 1/2. Level 5 plus, it's 1/4. And it has, additionally, elves you control have tap, add 2 green mana to your mana pool. So yeah, Elf Ball deck card. That's pretty cool. Next up. You had a question on that borderless card. Is it borderless or full art? I'm not 100% sure what the difference is anymore these days. I was trying to figure it out when I was looking at it, but it's hard to say exactly what it was. Okay, next pack. Glunch the Bestower. This is our group hug jellyfish. And Merkel, Lord of Bones. This is that 7/5 god that becomes indestructible if your life total is equal to or less than your starting life total. And you can create token copies of things that die. Tasha. So willing to trade for a Tasha? Maybe can make that happen. I have a few packs that I haven't opened yet. This is our Intellect Devourer art card. Okay. First rare in this pack is Raga Draga, Gorgut's Boss for green and red and 2. You get a 4/4 legendary creature, Human Boar. Each creature you control with a mana ability gets +2/+2. And whenever a creature attacks, whenever you creature you control it with a mana ability attacks, untap it. Whenever you cast a spell, if at least 7 mana were spent to cast it, untap target creature, it gets +7/+7 and gains trample until the end of the turn. And I'm just going to take a moment to burp my son. This is probably the strangest stream that you guys have ever seen. Sorry about that. Dad's got to do what a dad's got to do. This is why I try to schedule these in advance. It doesn't always work out. But this is Daniel's first stream, and he's not even 4 weeks old. Isn't that cute? Goodness, he's plowing through this milk too. Must be pretty hungry. Yeah, I think I'm going to after this stream. My next stream is going to be. I have a Commander Legends Baldur's Gate bundle and a pair of collector's packs that I want to open. And if I get a Tasha out of those, I will be very happy to trade you for the Myriad card For sure, Vivian. Now, normally he's an easy burp, but he's being obstinate at the moment. For those of you with babies or who have had babies, you know that if you don't burp them, then they eventually spit up. So burping is super important. Little life lesson here in the stream. Sorry for the shaking. That's just me patting my son's back. Sona, feel free to edit this part out. I'm sure nobody wants to see this on the rerun. Oh, good job, buddy. All right. That was him burping. I don't know if you heard that. All right. Ready for your next round? Yeah, that was pretty good. He went from 3 to 1.5, so he drank fully half the bottle that time. That's pretty good. Okay, here you go. There you go. Yeah. All right. He's not having it. Hang on. There you go. All right. Next card is Wrathful Red Dragon. For red, and 3, you get a 5/5 creature dragon with flying. Whenever a dragon you control is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target that isn't a dragon. That's pretty cool. I feel like I'm going to build a dragon deck. Is that what Commander players start to feel like? They see cool cards and they're like, oh yeah, this is going in a deck. Next pack. We have our Bramble Sovereign Art again. Yeah, I know, buddy, I know. Okay. Our first card is Balor. Balor is red, and 3. It's a mythic. You get a 5/5 creature demon with flying. Whenever Balor attacks or dies, choose one or more. Okay. Each mode must target a different player. Target opponent draws 3 cards, then discards 3 cards at random. Target opponent sacrifices a non-token artifact, and Balor deals damage to target opponent equal to the number of cards in their hand. And we have Gorlan, Wise Mentor. It's our adventure copying commander. This seems to be a popular card in our packs here. I think we've seen 3 of him. Okay, he needs a little break, so I'm going to give him a break. Next pack. We have, this is John Irenicus. Maybe it's Jan. Maybe I'm pronouncing that wrong. See what I did there? Okay. First rare is a foil, 9 Fingers Keen. This is our Menace Pay 9 Life Ward guy. Yeah. Oh, Daniel approves. We have a mythic rare, Font of Magic. For blue and 3, you get an enchantment that reads, instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each time you've cast a commander from the command zone this game. So permanent spell reduction just for casting your commander. That's pretty good. Okay, next rare is Wand of Wonder. Oh, I like this item in D&D. For red and 3, you get an artifact. For 4 and tap, roll a d20. Each opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile an instant or sorcery card, then shuffles the rest into the library. You may cast up to X instants and or sorcery spells from among cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. And 1 to 9 is X is 1, 10 to 19 is X is 2, and to 20, X is 3. Gotta love those critical hits. Next, we have a list card that is also a rare. From Theros, it appears. The Spirit of the Labyrinth. For white and 1, you get an enchantment creature spirit, a 3/1. Each player can't draw more than one card each turn. Ooh, stacks. Hi Bruce. We are currently opening Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate. This is our box break that was delayed from last week. And this is Shorzy's final pack. Okay. Going a little faster than I normally do because I've got my son in my lap, and he's eating right now. He's got a bottle in his mouth. And it's kind of a neat trick to try and get this done with him in there. Okay, first up we have a foil rare. It is Jaheira, Friend of the Forest. For green and 2, you get a 2/3 legendary creature, human elf druid. With tokens you control have tap, add green, and choose a background. We have Wand of Wonder, which we just talked about, and Baba Lysaga, Night Witch. This is the one where you can sacrifice up to 3 permanents, and for each, if there were 3 card types among the sacrifice permanents, each opponent loses 3 life, you gain 3 life, and you draw 3 cards. Note that that it doesn't have to be 3 cards with a different type. It just has to be 3 up. You can sacrifice up to 3 permanents, and it has to have 3 card types. So, for example, Spirit of the Labyrinth, who is an enchantment creature spirit, enchantment creature, those are 2 different card types. So that counts as 2, for example. Okay, Shorzy, congratulations and thank you for playing at our box break. Those are some pretty good pulls. Okay, next up we have Wraith with 3 packs. 1, 2, 3. All right, Wraith, good luck on your pulls. Okay, I'm gonna have to take another break to burp my son. Oh, come here. Oh, you're doing good. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Good one. Okay. Let's see, what do we got left, buddy? Got 1 ounce left. You're like Mr. Clockwork over here. 1 ounce at a time, all the way down. Okay. All right. Let me just get him back all set up again. No? Are you done? We'll give you a little break. I know. Okay, to start, we've got a signed young blue dragon. Oh, yeah? Okay, first rare, Displacer Kitten. This is a card that I've been wanting to see. I saw it during preview season, and I was like, wow, that's not broken or anything. For blue and 3, you get a 2/2 creature, Cat Beast, with Avoidance. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you blink a card. That's pretty cool. Okay, Raised by Giants. This is our background that makes your commander 10/10 and a giant. Foil. And the Selesnya Keyrune as our list card. For 3 generic mana, you get tap to add green or white to your mana pool. And for green and white, Selesnya Keyrune becomes a 3/3 green and white wolf artifact creature until end of turn. Nice little throwback. Burp the baby between each pack. All right. We have the art for Stone Speaker Crystal, and it's signed. That looks pretty cool. Oh, he looks like he's tapped out, folks. All right. First rare is Miracle Lord of Bones. This is our god, our 7/5 god. We've seen him a couple times already. Ooh, Baal or Baal, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I've pronounced it both ways. Is another god. This one's foil. For green, red, black, and 2, you get a 4/4 legendary creature god. As long as your life total is less than or equal to half your starting life total, Baal, Lord of Murder, has indestructible. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature and goad it. Next rare, last rare in this pack, is Ravenloft Adventurer. Mo Howard, we are on Wraiths packs, right? Yeah, Wraiths packs. He has 3 packs. Yeah, we're on pack number 2 of 3. Ravenloft Adventurer. For black and 3, you have a 3/4 creature, human rogue assassin. When Ravenloft Adventurer enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. If a creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile it and put a hit counter on it. Whenever Ravenloft Adventurer attacks, if you've completed a dungeon, defending player loses 1 life for each card they own in exile with a hit counter on it. That's pretty cool. And final pack for Colin. I'm sorry, for Wraith. For Wraith. I'm supposed to be using the real names. Hey. We've got Myconid Adult. The shroom looking dude. I know. Okay, first rare is Owlbear Cub. Owlbear Cub is green and 2 for a 3/3 creature, bird bear. This creature has Mama's Coming. Whenever Owlbear Cub attacks a player who controls 8 or more lands, look at the top 8 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking that player. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Mama's coming. And Intellect Devourer. Black and 3. Creature Horror 2/4. It has Devour Intellect. When Intellect Devourer enters the battlefield, each opponent exiles a card from their hand until Intellect Devourer leaves the battlefield. And it also has Body Thief. You may play lands and cast spells from among cards exiled with Intellect Devourer. If you cast a spell this way, you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. So that does seem like a pretty cool card. It lets you steal your opponent's stuff. Can't go wrong with stealing stuff. Okay, and that's going to wrap it up for Wraith. Wraith, thank you for playing. Good pulls. All right, we got Wraith's cards here. And the last 4 packs are going to go to the Charlotte. The Charlotte? Is that how you say Chariot? Chariot. Charlotte. Sorry, to the Chariot, our friend in Africa. All right, first pack for the Chariot. The Charlotte. Sorry about that. This is an imp. Imp card art. And looks like got 1 rare. Still hungry? Caves of Chaos Adventurer. For red and 3, you have a 5/3 creature, human barbarian with trample. When Caves of Chaos Adventurer enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. Whenever Caves of Chaos Adventurer attacks, exile the top card of your library. If you've completed a dungeon, you may play that card this turn without paying its mana cost. Otherwise, you may play that card this turn. Yeah, these enter the Undercity and get the advantage. Sorry, the initiative cards are kind of interesting. This is the art for Mahdi Emporium Master. Looks like a tiger fellow. Okay, got a couple of rares in this pack. Sorry about the off-screen action. I'm far away from my desk because I've got my son on a pillow in between my desk and me. The Council of Four. For blue, white, and 3, you get a 0/8 legendary creature, human noble. Whenever a player draws their second card during their turn, you draw a card. Whenever a player casts their second spell during their turn, you create a 2/2 white knight creature token. Interesting. And Traverse the Outlands. For green and 4, you get a sorcery. Search your library for up to X basic land cards, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Put those cards onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Okay, second to last pack for the Chariot. We've got a Heebie-Jeebie, a Hirozu. I know. Hirozus are scary looking, aren't they? Yeah. No. And our rare is Baal, Lord of Murder. And final pack for the Chariots. Got Minsc and Boo, Timeless Heroes. That must be the extended art one because I think we saw Minsc and Boo and it didn't have that art on it. I know. All right. And will you look at that? Tasha the Witch Queen. It's a mythic rare planeswalker for black, blue, and 3. You get a legendary planeswalker of type Tasha with 4 starting loyalty. Her static ability says, whenever you cast a spell you don't own, create a 3/3 black demon creature token. And +1, draw a card. For each opponent, exile up to 1 target instant or sorcery card from that player's graveyard and put a page counter on it. For -3, you may cast a spell from among the cards in exile with page counters on them without paying the mana cost. So yeah, that's a pretty good pull for the last pack. And anticlimactic is Nine Fingers Keen, our menacing rogue where you have to pay 9 life to target them, and he does the gate stuff. Oh, that was a pretty good. I'm going to put Tasha on top because that's just a better screenshot. So wow, the Chariot. Got it right at the end there. You got all your money back, I think. Thank you for playing, and congratulations on your polls. And thank you, everyone, for participating in the box break. We do have a couple of follow-ups coming up. I have a giveaway to do, which I'll announce the details of which in the Discord. And we also have the Mutate break, which will be an opportunity to add on to your loot by purchasing first come, first serve packs from a different set at a reasonable price. And the details for that will also be coming up in the Discord. So thanks again, everyone. And congratulations to everyone on their polls. And I hope you all have a wonderful day.